I honestly think I have a good list of books to read this year. First up on my list is The Ordeal of Being Known by Miia Rose. I saw this book on Instagram. I was just browsing the explore page and I saw it and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to read that book. Hello. The only thing I know about it is that the MMC is mute, and I was like, so the cover, him being mute, I need to see the intimacy, okay? I need to be there. Other than that, I'm going into this book blind. Next up is Flawed Melodies by Simone West. I think I also saw this book on Instagram somewhere. I'm pretty sure it's a book that's been out, but it's just coming out with a new cover. I honestly think this one's gonna be cute, so I want to read it. Next up is The Probability of Us by Elizabeth J. Taylor. I saw this one on Instagram. This was getting shared around. I took one look at this cover and said, I want to read that. I need to read that. So I'm gonna read it once it comes out. I forget the date it comes out, honestly. She just recently did a cover reveal, so I have no idea what that book is about, and I honestly don't care, but I think I'm gonna like it. Next is Sunny Disposition by Deanna Gray. This has been on my TBR for a long time now, and I think it's finally time that I read it. The only thing I know about this is that it's a gamer MMC, and actually I'm switching it around. A gamer FMC and a hockey player MMC. So yeah, other than that, I'm going into this one blind. Next is At the Waterfall by Smartlin S or Smartline. I don't know how to pronounce that. I don't remember where I saw this book. I honestly think I was just browsing Pinterest one day and I saw this cover and I was like, oh yes. Next is The Roommate Risk by Talia Hibbert. To be honest, The Roommate Risk was a book that was on my TBR. It was one of those books that was kind of in the void for me, you know, where I saw it, I was like, I might want to read it sometime, but it's not in my immediate, I need to read this right now. But I actually watched the show, The Recruit. That show made me want to read The Roommate Risk. I'm not even gonna lie. Next up is Blood Marked by Miss Tracy Dion, aka Mother. I read Legendborn in December of 2024, and oh my gosh, I absolutely love it. It's my top book of that year, and I'm so glad I took the time to read it because it is truly so good. I want to reread it, but I don't need to, not yet. I'm gonna read Blood Marked. Oathbound is coming out March 4th, and I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see what happens. I'm not expecting, the thing about Legendborn is, yes, there's a romance subplot. It's a YA fantasy with the romance subplot, but I'm not expecting too much from the romance side of things. You feel me? Because you know how people read The Cruel Prince because they think it's a romantasy, when really the romance is basically like minuscule in that entire series. That's kind of what it's giving this time around, but Legendborn doesn't have minuscule romance. Like the romance, it has a lot more than the Cruel Prince series combined, and it's so sweet and it's so heartfelt, and I just, oh my gosh, I get warm when I read it. But still, I'm not expecting it to grow so much because I think the main plot of the story and the characters and the interactions between them are stronger and drive the story more than anything else, in my opinion, which is a good thing because you want to be interested in every aspect of the story. So I am excited, to say the least. A great understatement to read Blood Marked. Oh, yes. And actually, the next book on the list is Oathbound by Tracy Dion as well, so I do want to read that. The next books I want to read in 2025 are the Magnolia Parks series. I do want to start the series. I don't plan on finishing the series this year, but I do want to dip my toe into the story because I've seen so many people reading the books and it kind of makes me want to read it. I know that it's apparently very toxic. I don't know how toxic though. Some people really love the books and some people are really put off by them. So I don't know what I'm going to get myself into, to be honest. And I'm going to go into the series blind. But for right now, I just want to start with the first two books, Magnolia Parks and Daisy Hates, so I can get a general sense of the story and where it's headed, I guess. I know it's an incomplete series right now, and so I don't really want to finish it too fast anyway, since we don't know when the next book is coming out, apparently. Okay, next up is Music of the Night by Angela J. Ford. I saw an Instagram ad for this book and I clicked into it and I was like, oh my gosh, these covers are amazing. The covers for this book are just so beautiful, and that's the sole reason I want to read it. Next up is Unloved by Peyton Corinne. This honestly seems like the book for me, okay? It seems like they made one for the girls and I'm here to read it. I'm excited to read it. Next up is Pretty Monster by Sheridan Ann, okay? This one needs to be ticked off the list, okay? I started it. I'm not not dragging it. It's just, I feel like now is the best time to read it, because when I first started reading this book, I'm pretty sure I was reading it in the summertime. I just put it down. I wasn't disliking it. I actually liked it a lot. The writing was so good, and I just put it down one day, and I think I started reading light romances after that, and that was that. I think I just, now that it's winter, want to pick up that book and finish it, especially because I am finishing up filming my Valentine's Day vlog where I only read dark romances, and to be honest, the dark romances are disappointing me. I have one more book to finish completely, which is There Are No Saints by Sophie Lark, and I think I just need a really good dark romance, and I feel like Pretty Monster might be one of those, so we'll see. If not, I might have to read Haunting Adeline, but like, I don't know what that book is about. I only know that it's really dark. I don't know how dark it can get though. I just need a good stalker romance right now, you feel me? Oh Jesus. Next up is Corrupt by Penelope Douglas. I think this is part of the Devil's Night series. Hopefully I'm getting that right. Next up is The Book of Azrael by Amber V. Nicole. I don't know how I found this book. I'm pretty sure it was through Pinterest as well, but I really like the cover, I'm not gonna lie. And I found out about this book after I read A Court of Mist and Fury, and I really like Azrael as a character in that book. And to be honest, for a second, I did think that that book was featuring Azrael from A Court of Mist and Fury. Like, I thought that that was his book in some other world or something. I don't know. I didn't have that thought for long though. And that's truly the main reason why I want to read that book. I have no idea what that book is about. I don't even know what genre it is. I don't know if it's dark romance or fantasy. It could be both, but that's how blind I'm going into it. So I hope I enjoy it. Next, I want to read the Shepherd King series by Rachel Gillick, which consists of One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns. I've heard that Two Twisted Crowns is a really good book, and it's worth getting through One Dark Window to read. I think this is a romantasy book. I'm not sure. If I'm wrong, please correct me. I feel like this is more on the side of dark fantasy, and I'm honestly excited to read it because I feel like it's going to be something a little bit different than what I usually read, so I'm really excited to read that series. Next, I want to finish the Six of Crows series and read Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. Next, I want to read The Rebel Witch by Kristen Cicerelli. This one comes out February 18th. Within the next week. I already have the audiobook pre-saved on Libby because I got an early notification for it. So I'm third in line for the book. I'm so excited to read it because, oh my gosh, did I love Heartless Hunter. This duology, I needed to go out with a bang. I needed to really wrap up here because this story is actually good to me. It's good in my opinion. I will say the world building is lacking more than I thought it would have been. I really don't mind. It's so easy to read, and I was more focused on the plot and the characters than anything else. And I think it's better to listen to this one on audiobook. I will say if you listen to the audiobook for Heartless Hunter going into it, the narrator has to do a certain voice for one of the characters. But once you get past around the first 30%, she can drop it and, you know, it sounds normal throughout the rest of the book. It's not a glitch or anything. She literally just has to put on a certain voice for a certain character that she's trying to portray. Me personally, I thought it was annoying, but after a certain point, it leveled out and it's fine. The next book I want to read is The Hurricane Wars by Thea Guanzin. The little that I did know about this book, I honestly forgot, so I'm gonna go into it blind. I hear people say that it's good. I've only heard like 4-star and up reviews for this book. Next, I want to start the Zodiac Academy series. I'm only gonna start with book 1 this year and see if I want to continue. I don't have any plans to finish the entire series this year, especially because I want to read it in the best reading order possible to get the best reading experience for the story. I don't really have any expectations for this book or for this series. I haven't heard much about it, and I'm curious to see what the hype is about, I guess. Let me know the reading order you think I should read the Zodiac Academy. If I do decide to continue it, I want to have a reading order from you if you've read it and you enjoyed the story. And the last series I want to read in 2025 is the Kingdom of Lies series. This is by Stasia Stark. I have high hopes for this one. I'm pretty sure this is a romantasy, and I'm excited to get into this world and get to know these characters. So yeah, those are all 25 books I want to read in 2025. I really hope I have a good reading year this year because 2024, whoa, here's to 2025. Okay, let me know what you want to read this year. Thank you for spending time with me. I will see you in the next video. Bye.